Not too long ago, I did a video ranking all of the best and worst ways to play PS5 games remotely. I looked at dedicated remote players like the Portal and other options like connecting a DualSense controller to my iPad for a virtually free option. But this device right here, the ELO Vagabond, ranked quite high on that list as one of the very best ways to play PS5 remotely. That's right, this is right up there along with the Portal and the Logitech G Cloud, both of which are fan favorites of many and personal favorites of mine. If you like gaming tech and gaming content, consider subscribing so you don't miss future videos. Also, drop a comment down below to let me know what your current favorite phone controller is, because I think I found mine. Okay, so the Vagabond is an incredible deal for what you're getting in comparison to what's out there in the market. Now, full disclaimer, ELO did send me the Vagabond to review and share my honest thoughts, but in similar fashion to my past reviews, I didn't send them this video before you're watching this, so they're hearing about all of my honest takes at the same exact time that you are. I like doing it that way because I want to keep it genuine and honest with you guys, since you're probably deciding between this and other controllers out there. I said earlier that this is an incredible deal, and it really is for multiple reasons. First off, the price. This retails on ELO's site for $99, and if you use my link on screen or pinned down below, you can save an extra 15% off. The pricing is good as it is, but when you consider the fact that the Backbone 1, the much smaller and more limited controller, is also $99 before any kind of sales or discounts, well, that's just wild to me. This hands down blows the Backbone out of the water in almost every single way. The only thing that I think the Backbone has over this is the compact form factor, and honestly, that's just a personal subjective taste, because if you absolutely need something small and portable, the Backbone is your thing, but if you don't really care about having something super small and pocketable, well, the Vagabond is far better for multiple reasons. The Backbone for me is just too small that it's just uncomfortable if I'm playing for more than about 10 to 15 minutes, but for the Vagabond, I'm getting a full-size controller experience for the same exact price, and even more discounted with my own link. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let's take a quick look at the specs. For starters, you're getting a full-size controller coming in at 214 millimeters in length when it's closed and up to 350 millimeters long when it's fully open, meaning this can take most small to large phones and even tablets like iPads. It is fully adjustable to meet the size of the device that you have. It weighs 198 grams, it has features like RGB lighting, full-sized Hall effect joysticks, mechanical face buttons, mappable rear buttons, and an app that lets you customize the lighting and other features. Not to mention that this does feature haptic feedback, which will be supported in a future update. The fact that this is full size means I'm able to comfortably game without getting hand cramps, and the textured grips help keep my palms from getting sweaty, meaning I can game as long as I want without having to adjust for comfort. Again, something that I would have to do with like the Backbone or similar smaller controllers out there like the gamesir and other pads like that. Speaking of other controllers, this does have a pretty competitive market against things like gamesir, abxylute, scuf, nomad. There's various different phone controller options out there, but none really capture the essence of a pure, great feeling handheld game controller like this does. Sure, a lot of other competitors have similar features, or they might be able to hold a wide range of different devices like phones and iPads, but this is probably one of the only controllers that feels like a true game console controller. Along with that, you're getting Hall effect joystick reliability, RGB lighting if that's your thing, and one of my favorite features is the swivel USB-C connection, so that way it'll just meet my phone without me having to find a separate adapter, which this does come with for various phone sizes and widths and everything like that. But in my case with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I'm able to fit this into the Vagabond with keeping my full-size case on there, no problem. Now, getting back to how wide that this opens up, this does open up pretty wide, so I can use either my large iPhone 15 Pro Max or an even larger tablet like an iPad mini. And because I don't have to take the case off of my phone, I'm able to just start gaming much quicker because I don't have to fiddle with taking the case off, finding a right adapter that fits the controller, and then having to set all of this up every single time I want to be able to start gaming. I'm able to just pull it out of my backpack, put my phone in, and start gaming right away. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the less steps you have to do to be able to start gaming can really affect how often you can game. If you have to remove a MagSafe grip, then the case, put the phone in, find an adapter to fit your phone in the case, and have to wait a minute or two just to connect to the PS5 through remote play, for me, that is just a deal killer that sometimes knowing I have to jump through those hoops to be able to just start playing just really kills the mood and the vibe. This streamlines that since there's no extra setup or teardown. The comfort is awesome, with the handles that really mimic the traditional controller experience versus something like the Backbone that just doesn't feel ergonomic at all. Now, I get that in the Backbone's case, they wanted to make something that was extremely compact, something that you can literally fit into your pocket, but for me, the compactness just really takes away from the comfort and stops me from being able to want to actually get into a game that I'm playing. Along with the comfort with the Vagabond, I love the customization that's available too. I can also choose whether I want the back buttons activated and can map them to whatever button I need them to be, or I can just stop the back button feature entirely by sliding over the stop. Speaking of the rear buttons being mappable, you can do all of that in the ELO app, which features a ton of customization from being able to control the RGB lighting or turning that off entirely if that's just not your thing, to probably the best feature is being able to virtually map touch-only games, meaning I can map touch controls for mobile games like Call of Duty Mobile or Genshin Impact for virtually full controller support. Which reminds me, if it wasn't obvious already, I can use this with any gaming service that I want, from PlayStation Remote Play, Steam Link, mobile games, and even Xbox, because my phone is literally now an Xbox. Okay, but all jokes aside, overall, if you're considering a phone controller for any of your mobile games, please check out the ELO Vagabond, because this is literally the best phone controller you can buy. Trust me, I have done a lot of research on the other competitors, and honestly, for this value, you are hard-pressed to find something that truly competes and ticks all of the boxes that this does in such a good fashion. For under $100, I can't find another option out there that offers this level of quality, customization, and comfort. But maybe you want to check out that comparison I mentioned at the beginning of this video of how well this stacks up with all of the other PlayStation 5 remote play options. Well, definitely check out this video on the left, or check out my latest video over here on the right. I'll catch you in either one of the videos. Peace.